sound of gentle mystical music and a soft crackling fire. Have you ever felt a presence you just couldn't explain? A whisper on the wind that felt like it was meant just for you. For a young woman named Divine, that whisper was about to get a whole lot louder. Divine was, well, divine. An ebony princess whose grace was as deep as her kindness. She lived a quiet life, content in her small town, never suspecting the universe had a much grander plan for her. One evening, as she was tending to the last embers of her fireplace, a shimmer of light danced in the corner of her eye. It pulsed brighter and brighter, until a figure coalesced from the very air. He was made of pure, crackling energy, a being of light with a warm, mischievous grin. He called himself Spark. Divine, startled but not scared, just stared. "Who are you? How did you get in here?" Spark just laughed, a sound like wind chimes. "Get in? I've always been here, Divine. You just haven't looked for me before." She didn't understand. An inner spirit, a soul she could see and talk to. It sounded like something from a fairy tale. But Spark felt real. He felt like a missing piece of her she never knew she'd lost. They talked for hours that night, and for many nights after. A strange, beautiful friendship blossomed between the girl of flesh and bone and the boy of light and energy. They talked about everything and nothing, the taste of fresh bread, the color of the sunset, their dreams for the future. For Divine, it was like finally meeting her other half. But the question lingered. Why? Why were they connected in this profound, impossible way? Spark, just as curious, sought out the town's wise old pastor. The pastor, a man who had seen many strange things, looked at Spark with knowing eyes, but couldn't provide the answer. "I cannot tell you why," he said, his voice a low rumble. "This connection is older than my books, older than this town. For an answer like that, you must reach out to the heavens themselves." So they did. That night, under a blanket of stars, Divine and Spark knelt together. It was a strange sight, a princess and a being of pure light, but their hearts were in sync. They prayed, not with loud words, but with a silent, desperate plea for understanding sent out into the cosmos. And the cosmos answered, not with a booming voice from the clouds, but through the whispers of their own people. An old woman mentioned how the crops flourished wherever Divine walked. A young boy told a story of how he'd seen a spark of light just like Spark chase away a wolf that had gotten too close. The townspeople, one by one, shared tales of small miracles, of uncanny luck, of a protective energy that seemed to follow Divine. They realized they weren't just a girl and her spirit. They were a guardian, a beacon. They were special. This newfound knowledge changed everything. They started to move differently, with a shared purpose. They weren't just friends anymore. They were a team, and it was just in time. As their light grew brighter, it cast a longer shadow. A darkness began to creep into the edges of their peaceful town. An adversary, a creature of envy and spite, saw their light and wanted to extinguish it. It began to sow seeds of distrust, whispering lies to the townspeople, turning friendly faces into suspicious glares. It tried to isolate Divine, to make her doubt her own power, to make her fear Spark. But the bond forged in friendship was now fortified by purpose. When the adversary finally revealed itself, unleashing a wave of chaos and fear upon the town, Divine and Spark stood ready. Divine's courage gave Spark form and strength, and Spark's energy enveloped Divine in a protective, radiant aura. They fought not with anger, but with a fierce, unwavering love for their home and their people. They saved the town. The darkness was pushed back, the adversary sent fleeing into the night. As the sun rose, the townspeople looked at Divine and Spark not with suspicion, but with awe and gratitude. In that moment, standing together amidst the aftermath. A chilling realization dawned on them. This was only the beginning. He was just the first of many bad guys who would be drawn to their light, who would try to corrupt their home. Their trials had just begun, but now they knew who they were. They were Divine and Spark, and they would be ready.